Hello. Today is Sunday, December 26, 2021. My name is Holly Johnson Keaton, and I'm the program coordinator for the African American and Black Student Success Program. Welcome to day one of our Kwanzaa video series. HABARI GANI, Umoja, which means unity.
Hello, my name is Dallas Boggs, and I attended Virginia State University in Petersburg, Virginia, and I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, which is the nation's first black men's fraternity, founded in 1906 in Ithaca, New York. Currently, I am the chair of the Eugene Police Commission, and I'm a former co-owner of Brenner's Furniture downtown Eugene, and also, currently, I'm the vice president of the Oregon Black Chamber of Commerce. The first principle of Kwanzaa is Umoja, which means unity. This principle encourages us to strive for and maintain unity in our family, community, nation, and race. Unity amongst people in the black community has been a catalyst for change here in America and throughout the world today and in the past. Unity was present during the many marches and sit-ins during the Civil Rights Movement, which led to outlawing racial discrimination, inequalities in jobs, education, housing, and making Jim Crow illegal. We also saw unity during the protests that were sparked here in Lane County and all over the world after the death of George Floyd, which prompted changes in policing practices in many municipalities throughout the country. For an example, there have been 140 new oversight and reform laws enacted. There are new laws that restrict police use of force. There are also new laws that require officers to intervene when excessive force is being inflicted by their fellow officer. Individually, we are a drop, but together, we are an ocean. I'll leave you with this quote by Vice President Kamala Harris, which says, "Our unity, our strength, and diversity is our power." Happy Kwanzaa.
So I am Aisha Elliott, Black girl from Eugene. I am a diversity, equity, race, and inclusion educator. I am a writer, I'm a podcaster, and probably most importantly of all, I am a mother and a grandmother of 3. When I think of unity within the Black community, it feels complicated before I have to really think about what Blackness actually is. So unity, the Black community is dynamic culturally. Being Black is not just one thing. We are dynamic, we are diverse, we have different religions, we have different skin tones, we have different love and life, we are global. So unity for me is a collective consciousness of togetherness. So in that space, when we see each other, the nod, the smile, the without a name, but we know what you're saying, we love your shoes, we only have to say one word, we understand what that means. In unity, that collective consciousness brings us together when there's only 2 of us in a room. We don't have to speak. We are connected through a bigger unity that is global and that comes from the center of our heart and the center of our ancestry and the center of longevity, how we've come through tragedy, trauma, and triumphed into joy and resilience. So unity within the community. I think it's funny because that rhymes, right? So unity within the community. You know, the one thing about unity for me within the Black community is that we almost seek it from a very small age. It's in our blood, it's in the way that we speak and talk, it's in what we do. We are a collective and a community people. We don't survive and we definitely don't thrive without each other and seeing each other and being in quarters with each other, loving on each other the way that we've always learned to do so. From a very small age, we seek each other out. And there's a validation between us that only can happen in the most authentic way when we understand that collective consciousness. And Black folks grow and thrive on that unity. So unity during Kwanzaa is essential for our ongoing strength and for us to be able to pass it on to our children and to their children, to understand that we are never ever in this whole global world alone. Through a collective consciousness, we are always all connected, and that's unity for me. Happy Kwanzaa and unity for everyone.
My name is Dr. Johnny Lake, and I'm here to welcome you to a week-long observance and celebration of Kwanzaa. This is the end of the year celebration that recognizes our African-American families and African-American community. And the Kwanzaa week begins with the first principle of Kwanzaa, Umoja, U-M-O-J-A, meaning unity, which is a core value of who we are and how we interact with each other. This is based in the African concept of collectivism versus individualism. Collectivism means you put your community first, not yourself. And then in individualistic cultures such as America, you put yourself first and you put your community second. So this is a deeply held value of African and African-American community, different than the American values. This is a core value that we want to practice more in our Eugene Black community. This is reflected powerfully in an African proverb that says, I am because we are. So I am only affirmed by my connection to my community. We are stronger when we are united. Everyone in our community is important. And when we are responsible for ourselves and responsible to each other, we are a much stronger and more successful community. We should recognize that every child in this community is our child, that every woman in this community is our sister, that every man in this community is my brother, and that every person in this community is a part of my family. United, we are strong. We will light a candle for Umoja. Candle will be lit for each day to represent the value for that day. The candle lit for Umoja is just a symbol of that unity that we want to practice. So if we think about this candle as representative of that unity, we want to keep that candle burning bright and strong by building strong and supportive relationships with each other and taking responsibility for our families and for our community. This candle represents the value and the priority that we place on Black lives. Black lives matter. We all know that, but we have to keep reminding ourselves and this community that Black lives matter as much as anybody else's life. So let's keep this candle burning strong, not in competition with other communities or even with each other, but in ensuring that we and that no one devalues or lessens the importance of the Black community in Eugene. How do you show unity in our community here? There are many, many ways we can show our unity as a community. Stand up and speak up for and with each other for racial, social, and economic justice. Respect and support the elders and the children, all of them. Support each other in business and in other endeavors, pursuing education and opportunities within our community. If we do this, we will build a stronger, more connected, and more united community. Remembering this value is important because every other value of Kwanzaa depends on this unity that we build as a community. So seek out those relationships with each other. Build stronger relationships, connections within your family, but also across the community. And if we do so, we will powerfully represent the first important value of Kwanzaa, Umoja, unity. Thank you.
Unity.